You're watching Dukascopy TV. I'm Darren McDermott. There are numerous challenges facing the commodities sector, such as a drop in commodity prices and increasing cost pressures. Today I have Roland Duss in the studio with me. Welcome, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
So, how can companies combat these problems, and do you see commodity prices picking up anytime soon?
Well, let's start with the commodity prices. Commodities are usually linked to the economic cycle, and they have a beta to that one in the sense, for instance, you need twice more copper than the growth of the GDP. Commodities are extremely linked now to emerging markets because they consume most of the commodities in their applications. Then we have the problem that basically the economy has been growing less the last 2 years, and that explains why the prices have been headed downwards. Now our outlook for the economy is rather positive. We see finally a return of capital investment because companies are cash awash and the production apparatus is a little bit tired. We have seen an extremely good durable goods order statistics in the US recently, which means, and also capex intentions of management, which means that we are rather optimistic as far as the economic growth is concerned for the second half. Emerging markets are also on the mend. China has enacted an infrastructure program, so there is lots in favor of commodities. However, supply and demand are extremely important considerations, as well as the inventory level, and not every commodity has the same chances. As far as the miners are concerned, they are facing indeed trouble with lower prices and higher costs, especially for manpower, but also for other consumables. So the response there is quickly seen. First of all, improve the efficiency at the mines, which is accompanied by layoffs and so on. Second of all, M&A, also partial disposals of properties, more synergies with properties acquired or companies acquired. And the third is, of course, decrease the investment budget, both for capital expenditures and for exploration.
Okay, Roland, and looking at aluminium, now there was a chronic surplus, but we could actually see a shortage. Now, why such a drastic change?
Well, the drastic change in the aluminum market comes especially from curtailments of production in the West, especially in the US, where cost of productions were just horrendous compared to the price of the aluminum. These closures added to the extreme dynamism of the transport sector. The transport sector is 60% of the usage of aluminum, has made that the market is now in equilibrium. It may even be in a very short supply by the end of the year. For aluminum to keep growing, we need a good car market, and this seems to be the case because worldwide production of cars is increasing every year by 1 or 2 million units. And second, curtailments of production in China, and this will definitely put the market in a strong deficit.
And Roland, why is the outlook for zinc so promising? Also, tell us a little bit about nickel and the good run it actually had.
Well, zinc is in a deficit, and it's in chronic deficit, and the good thing there is that there was closure for depletion of one large mine last year. There are new projects coming on stream. There is even idled capacity that comes on board, but that is not enough to equilibrate the market. The second factor that is extremely important for zinc is that in 2016, at the start of the year, actually, a large mine, 5% of world production, will close. And this cannot be made up by all the projects existing up to now, which means that the price of zinc is gradually going to increase. As far as nickel is concerned, it had a strong run at the start of the year for two reasons. The first one is an iron ore export ban in Indonesia. Indonesia is 28% of the world production. The second is the crisis in Ukraine, because there were fears that there would be real trade sanctions against Russia. And Russia is 11% of the world nickel market. So if you add the two, there was a real scramble to get nickel at the start of the year. And that explains the tremendous run. This run may be over provisionally, but if the ban holds, the deficit, the small deficit this year, will turn into a very large deficit next year. And in this case, the price of nickel could really shoot in the sky.
Okay, and before I let you go, let's have a quick look at precious metals. Now, gold is always a very interesting topic. So what is your forecast for gold, and what are the major trends we're seeing at the moment?
Well, the forecast for gold is not that optimistic, in the sense that there is a big problem with gold. The dollar may strengthen. The other big reason is interest rates. Real interest rates are increasing. Inflation is subdued, will remain subdued. Okay, we have strong physical demand from emerging markets. We have strong demand from the central banks. But this is not enough to suggest a stronger gold price. So in this sector, our target is around $13.50 for year-end, an ounce. In this sector, we by far prefer palladium and platinum. Okay,
Roland, as always, thank you very much for coming into the studio. Pleasure speaking to you today.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Dukascopy TV. Now do stay tuned, as we have plenty more interviews heading your way. See you soon.